contraceptives. Crispin Owoko says, am I the only person who does not believe that a pregnancy can be unintended? Well, let's see. Jen Mugo says, increased especially amongst students. Facts. Okay, Jane. We have Sylvans Agano says, pregnancy is never unintended. It can't occur by itself. The parties involved are much aware of it. A Chiang Gift says, since the nonsense of my dress, my choice got its roots into this country, girls are carelessly getting pregnant at an increasing rate. It's unfortunate that today you can never meet any girl still a virgin at the age of 21. Shame. Okay. All right, that is the last response. As you can see, it's a very sensitive, if I may say, issue among our population. And like you said earlier, we'll get into it, but we are to show, these films. You're to show these films. We'll do it, at a screening where public is, of course, they'll be invited to come and participate and be part of it. But these are triggering matters because sometimes you'd see that people will speak about morality, immorality, and all those things, but they want it to be closeted.
Right.
They don't want it to be open, but they still say, angalia huyu anafanya hivi lakini hata hana haya. Now, these movies are putting everything out, and it's very, very bare, right? Do you think society is ready to rip the Band-Aid off these kind of things, and will these movies, portray exactly that aspect of ripping off the Band-Aid of something that we obviously know happens all the time?
Right. I mean, the society had better be ready to rip off the Band-Aid because, again, these issues affect us as individuals. They affect us at a family level, at an individual level. Now, of course, one thing I'd like to say is that as an organization, we don't want to have an opinion on the matter, and that was not our intention. Our intention was just to allow people to have these kinds of conversations, whether it's on social media or when we have our county and local screenings. It's for people to actually have these conversations, which are often difficult to have. Is society ready to rip off the bandage? We'll see. Let's hope they are.
I know, but one thing I've seen is that even when we have the conversations, for example, on the morning show that I do, like I said, you find that people want solutions. The society wants solutions, but I think we're in a place where it's become so crazy in terms of quote unquote what we say is moral or immoral that even having the conversation is triggering. So how do you get past, or how do you walk through the triggering thing? You're a filmmaker, you're a producer, and you've done films, even things that are not about reproductive health that you have to shoot, and maybe you've gone through life experiences, but now you're doing this for the public, which is supposed to create awareness and even bring positivity, in a way to people. So how can one approach that?
Well, for this particular project, what I can say is that we're not working alone. From the very beginning, we've been partnering with organizations that work within the SRHRJ space, because even beyond the societal conversation, there are also other legal ramifications of having certain conversations and certain opinions. And so for us, we believe that working with organizations that work within the SRHRJ space is one way that we can be able to have these conversations in a way that is safe. For the filmmakers, for the individuals who have things to contribute, whether it's from their own personal experience or just based on their opinion. And there's really nothing wrong with having conversation or having opinions on the matter, regardless of who you are. I don't believe there is. Okay.
Now, you said something very important. Now, at the screening, let's speak about the day of the screening, right? Which will be this Sunday, right, in Rongai. Yes. Now, we will have, personalities of people who will be able to walk through, counselors for that matter. If any young person has gone through it, whether they're parents with their children or, whoever it is who's watching that, they may need assistance and help. So just describe to us what, the public is to, expect when it comes to, that day on Sunday.
Okay, so just to give more information about the screenings, there'll be a public screening in Rongai, followed by a discussion, particularly on unintended pregnancies, but then that will also be aired live on K24 TV from 5 to 6 p.m. And so we have different organizations that we're partnering with that if you feel particularly triggered by a particular film, or if it reminds you of something in your life. For the physical screening, we will have people to assist if you want to talk to someone. For the TV audience, we'll have numbers and QR codes that you can actually scan if you want to talk to a professional about the matter. And that's actually been something that has happened throughout the project. Even last year when we had our big conference and we had people sharing some very deep, personal, traumatizing stories for them, where the entire room was actually literally crying. All of us were crying. We actually had counselors and therapists with us the entire time just to help us ease through what we were processing. And we believe that that's a very important thing. As an organization, we definitely believe in safeguarding, both physical and emotional. So that's definitely something that we are making part of this process.
Okay, actually paint us a picture. Let's circle back to that time when you're in the room and everyone is having this conversation and you know, it's triggering and they're crying, but they feel the openness and the relief that finally it is out. You know, so how was that?
Difficult emotionally, because it was in a hall and we had individuals who would come and share stories.
A dynamic, lively, inspiring and informative program which is hosted by Muyiwa Olarewaju.
God has validated you, has empowered you, and all you have to do is surrender.
It focuses on critical global social issues and powerful